Hi guys, welcome back to Hairdryer Treatment. The Soph and Meg show is back. Sunday mornings with Soph and Meg. You love to see it. Meg, how are you doing?
Oh, good. Sorry we're a little bit late, obviously. I had a little bit of an issue with my camera not working, but new format, so we're just getting our heads around it. But all good on a Sunday morning. I love these little Sunday morning chats. They're
Me too.
good.
You know
They've
what?
got a little ring to it.
I've even made me a little cup out before coming on air this time. Proper chilled Sunday morning. Absolutely love it. Yeah,
I
guys.
haven't got any snacks. No
Snacks.
snacks.
Just a nice little sip of tea. That's what I'm doing. Good old English tea. But yeah, I've got quite a few things to talk about, which I didn't think we would have, to be fair, but there's quite a few big topics to talk about. Firstly, though, I want to ask how are you getting on in quarantine? Look at my t-shirt today. Quarantine gang, how are we all getting on? Let me know in the chat, guys. How are you doing? Meg's having a little party over there. But yeah, Meg, how are you doing with the kids? How have you been finding it?
I feel like I've been so busy. Like I say this every time, always busy. I'm all right. I feel like I've been running a lot to try and keep myself occupied, have a little hour to myself without the kids, just go for a run. But no, other than that, I'm really good. I didn't realise how long we've probably been in lockdown for until recently. I don't know, it just seems like it's flown by. But yeah, just really busy, just keeping occupied. The kids are all right, they're ruling the roost.
Brill. I love seeing Lola's little baking videos. They're so cute. She's definitely a future star. Definitely. Yeah, I've been doing all right in lockdown. I've been at work, obviously, a few days a week. And then a bit like you, I've been getting out and I've been cycling. I've had my new bike as well, which I'm absolutely loving. And then yesterday I cycled into central Birmingham and back. So I think I did just over 50k yesterday. So yeah, I'm struggling to sit down a bit today, to be fair. But I enjoyed it. And I was out for most of the day. So yeah, doing a lot of exercise. The Carrick fan says we look like twins. I saw a few people asking if we were sisters as well after the last stream.
Always get the sister comment.
Always. I should have had my hair like you, and we should have been matching. We need to plan that.
We need to sort that out. Space buns for the win today.
Yeah. Pull it off, Meg. Pull it off. Don says the format looks a lot better. I appreciate that, Don. Thank you. Rahul says very professional. Doug saying he's loving it. Gaz is saying nice. A lot of positives. Appreciate that. Meg with the Princess Leia look. There you go. Says Dean. United Ray, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Good morning to the Carrick fan. Cool tea, says Rahul. Thank you very much. I don't know if he's referring to my unicorn mug on my tee. I think it means my t-shirt. Good morning, famous. And Sophia says, won't be here for that long, guys, today, unfortunately. I appreciate you tuning in, Sophia, and thank you for that. And good morning to Neil. I'm doing well. Megan's doing well. I hope you are as well. Doug says, my 2-year-old border terrier has just decided to sit down beside me, so he's ready for the Soph and Meg show. Love that. Has he been for a walk today? Luna could do with a walk, to be honest. She's full of energy lately. And good morning to Twisted Barbara as well. Right, the first thing I want to say is football players are back in training. The majority of players are back in training. Troy Deeney had very strong words about it, saying they didn't want to go back. Kante has recently said he's not going back into training. He doesn't feel it's safe. He's obviously, I think he lost his father. He's also lost his mother. I think he's lost most of his close family due to illness. And so he's saying that he doesn't want to go back. Danny Rose was quite aggressive. He said it as well. And then since yesterday, there's been 2 more cases. I believe there's been a case at Bournemouth as well. Doug just informed me about that one. Meg, mid-June is when they're predicting football is going to come back in England. Can you really see that happening?
I think it'd be really harsh if it does come back. I think you've got to look at player safety. Surely player safety and we talk so much about at the moment about mental health, and that does play a part into it. How are we going to force people and players to come back when they're not in the mindset to come back? You've got to look at, like you just said, like Kante, not prepared to come back. Troy Deeney, not prepared to come back. And I completely understand his point of view as well, by the way. These players are people and they've got a family at home. He's got a 5-year-old little boy who's got health issues, and he's expected to go into training where people have had coronavirus and then go back home to his normal place, his home. We talked the other week about unnecessary risk. Okay, yes, I get it. NHS staff, frontline workers, they've all been doing it, and props to them. It's not nice to have to keep going back out when you don't really want to, when you're at work and you've had it, they've gone through the peak of it as well. But footballers don't need to come back if there's still a risk, and if there's still players that are contracting the virus. It's just no need. I just don't see it. But I feel like it's going to be money over health.
Yeah,
wealth over health, and it's not right.
Yeah, Alex has touched on that. I like that, wealth over health. Nice little rhyme. Alex touched on that in the chat as well. He says that regardless of whether we like it or not, because the Bundesliga has come back, he feels that we'll follow suit for financial reasons, not because it's better for the community or anything like that, not to boost morale. Of course it'll boost morale, but I've already said I'm not comfortable with the fact that I'm going to be watching people literally risking their lives for my entertainment. That's not something I'm comfortable with. I'm really not. And so Troy Deeney, full credit to him for speaking out. Someone put in the chat there, Kante's got a heart condition as well, which is another reason why he's obviously doesn't want to go back. I know Liverpool, Klopp spoke out and said that if players don't want to come back, if it's too soon for them, they're not going to be fined for it. They're not going to be judged for it. That is the way that it should be. But I kind of feel like throughout this pandemic, footballers have had a microscope over them the entire time. They were pressured to donate their wages towards it. People were literally giving them stick and saying that every footballer should donate because they're on mad money. And now they've got the pressure to be forced back. And I don't think that's right, Meg.
It's all about money. I feel like it's not going to do anything for the Premier League. It's not going to, and they're like, the portrayal of the Premier League is just going to be like, we're all about money. It's not what's needed. I feel sorry for the players, because people are saying, if you don't, the whole government was the shambles of the speech about go to work, don't go to work, stay at home, but go to work if you can go to work. All of that. And I understand that footballers can't work from home as such. Their work is a game against other players, but it's just an unnecessary risk. And I feel completely sorry for the players that have come out and spoken out. And fair play to them. I think it's amazing that they've come out and spoken out about the fact that they fear going back into a training. They're not ready. But yeah, I feel quite sorry for them, because I feel like they almost don't have the control that they should have to do anything about it. They can say, yeah, we're not going to come back, but the team might have to go back, and that's not fair.
Yeah, it's almost like they're going to be scrutinised either way, whether they go back or they don't go back. It's like Doug said, it feels like they're being rushed back, and it doesn't feel right. The Carrick fan says it's like the players don't have a choice but to play, and yeah, there's a lot of pressure being put on football players to go back to work. I've already said this. We can compare them. I've had to go into work, and people saying, yeah, but you've had to go into work, so why shouldn't the footballer have to go into work? Well, because I'm a key worker. Footballers are not key workers. It's not essential that football has to come back, is it? It's not essential. In my opinion, what should happen is we should wait until there is a vaccine, or wait until at least the figures have lowered, until it is a safer country for the players to be getting back into football. And if we have to wait a few months, we have to wait a few months, and we'll finish the season then. Yeah, it'll affect next season, but the season has to be finished out, in my opinion. People say null and void. We can't do that. You can't do that. You've got Liverpool who are so close to get the title, and what happens at the bottom end of the table when you've got teams who are literally fighting. We've already said about financial meanings and everything like that. Think about the clubs who are going to be affected massively by getting relegated, or by not being given the chance to get promoted, for example. There's a lot of money in football. The playoff, the most expensive game in the world. What happens if you don't have a playoff? What happens to the clubs who are competing for that? It's just a horrible, messy situation. Now, I've already said it several times. I would not like to be the person to make that decision, because you're going to piss someone off somewhere down the line. You're not going to impress anybody with your decisions, and it's horrible. Terry says, absolutely disgusting that parents on furlough can't go back to work because it's unsafe, but they will send the children back to school. No way would I be doing that. Yeah, on the 1st of June, obviously I'm working in a school. 1st of June, year 10s are slowly being phased back in, because obviously they're taking GCSEs next year. So they're going to be back in school a few days a week. And it's obviously just before the summer holidays, to get a bit of a face-to-face with the teacher to see how they're getting on, which is fine. But still, the numbers are high in the UK. Social distancing in school, I see it firsthand. I've got no PPE, and I can guarantee you that does not happen at all in the slightest. Kids are going to be coming back. And we talked about some primary school kids as well. They definitely don't know social distancing. And then we all know that children can be carriers. How is it safe for that to possibly happen? I just don't understand it. But we've had a lot of parents writing into the school saying, we support the teachers and we're not going to be sending our students back in because it's not fair. And I fully respect that. It's their choice as a parent. And Terry's openly said it there. I would not be sending mine in. But it's true. Like Troy Deeney said, how can you not go and get a haircut, yet you can go and compete with 19 other players in a box for a header?
he hits the nail on the head, doesn't he? Really, with that comment, how can you send your child as well? I feel like, obviously, I've got a child who's in nursery. She won't be going back on the 1st of June. We are delaying her going back into nursery, and she'll be going to school in September. So we're kind of hoping that before September she can go back into nursery, just to get some normality before she goes into a school, which is going to be like obviously a big step for her. But how can she not go to a grandparent's house and socialise in in her grandparents' house, or we have family that live further away, or go and travel and see them and stay overnight there, but she can go to into nursery and mix with other children. And she obviously at that age is going to be less than 2 meters apart because they play together. They don't understand it. She knows that there's germs about, but she doesn't really understand too much of it, which is what we wanted. We didn't want her to be aware of the situation too much, with my husband still going out to work. I didn't want to scare her. So she won't be going back to nursery, but Troy Deeney hits the nail on the head when he says, how can he not have a haircut but be in a box and compete? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
No. Twisted Banner says the safest place at the moment is in London. 0 infections. Things are getting better. I think we need to say, yeah, things are getting better. Figures are slightly decreasing, which is what we want to see. But what concerns me is the second there is a bit of sun, I'll go on a bike ride to get my daily exercise in, and you see, literally, I'm not exaggerating, but thousands and thousands of people over a park near me, and you're thinking, how is that going to help the virus? How is that going to help the spread? And I just fear that there's going to be a second peak of it. There's going to be a second peak, and I fear how bad that is going to be. I'm Aguna Terry. Thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you go and check out Claude and the Bansters channel. It's getting back into doing some decorating. It's a hard life staying at home. Stay safe and speak to you soon. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. Enjoy your decorating on this fine Sunday. As said, I've started to drink a lot since lockdown. Head is lit. To be honest with you, I'm not. This is actually a serious point, though. If you think about it, people at home on their own, I'm guessing that drinking and stuff like that has been a common habit for people. I mean, I don't really drink too much, to be honest with you, but I know some people that would be quite a temptation to turn to drink. And we're talking about Mental Health Awareness Week. Lockdown is not good for people's mental health. I completely understand that, Gaz, to be honest with you. I can see why people are turning to doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I don't overly drink very much. I have had a few little party on my own sometimes. No, but I mean, it's something that a lot of people probably will have turned to, and I also feel, and I don't know if anyone else feels like this, there will be huge repercussions when we go back to normality, because I don't think people will be able to deal with that either, because we've had so long off.
Yeah. It's just, I keep saying I want to get back to normality. That's why me going into work, it does give me that sense of normality. But like I say, I'm terrified the whole time I'm there, having to split up fights and all sorts. Kids are play fighting, you have to try and separate them apart. There's no concept of social awareness. It's horrible. It is a horrible place to be, and I literally fear every time I'm there. And that's not the way that it should be, but it's the way that it is, unfortunately. However, I think that, I've already said this, I think in my community, being on lockdown has brought the best out of some people. I had a video the other day where I basically I got the whole street to clap for a woman's 70th birthday, because obviously she couldn't do anything for her 70th. So I went round and I literally asked the whole street to clap, and everybody came out at 3 o'clock and did a clap for her. Tears came out, and it's little stuff like that. I mean, you see a lot of videos on social media. I love the little bits of positivity that we keep seeing, and I do think that it kind of brought out the best in some people. I don't know if you've seen the same, Meg, but for me, I kind of get butterflies sometimes when I see some of the nice things that people are doing.
It's mad, isn't it? The clap on Thursday at 8 o'clock, the first time that happened, it was dead emotional, I thought. But yeah, I've seen loads of little positive. Actually, that I will mention on Twitter, I did say, I think her name was Imogen. I can't remember her name. I think it's Imogen. She's doing 7.1 million kick-ups for the 7.1 million key workers, and loads of people have I can't remember how old she is. Is she 11 or something? I can't remember. If anyone knows, drop it down. I mean, I've read through it, but I can't remember any details now. But I think that she's 11 and she's doing 7.1 million kick-ups for 7.1 million key workers. I think that's so good. And she's had a phone call from Lucy Brands and like that's got out and about, and I just think that's so good and such a positive message to send out, that somebody that young has recognised such a huge thing and is trying to do something about it, and she's raising money, so props to her.
Yeah, well done to Imogen, definitely. If her name is Imogen. Well done to Imogen.
Who knows?
Cheddar says, I work in a school for students who were kicked out. No chance they are following social distancing rules. That's similar to the school that I work at, Cheddar's. I completely agree with you. It's impossible. Good morning to On and Off the Pitch. Go and subscribe to the channel there. Definitely some great content, especially towards women's football. Yeah, definitely go and check it out. Doug said he was genuinely feared for his life the other day. He sent me a message actually after it happened. Someone came and sat next to him on a bus. There was loads of space, but they literally sat next to Doug on a bus. And that's the kind of thing. I think some people are getting a bit complacent with it now. That's definitely what my feeling is. Being out and about, you see more and more people getting more and more comfortable. And I think there's a bit of complacency. But I do think it was because of the mixed message from Boris. Everyone was a bit confused. You've already touched on that speech. Do go to work, don't go to work. I've seen some of the TikToks that are mocking it, which cracked me up. But yeah, I think it's just confused a lot of people. But genuinely, Meg, football in June. I mean, we'll watch it.
Not for me.
Do we agree with it? I don't fully agree with it. No. And obviously, we have got some football now, though, the Bundesliga, and I want to touch on that. Have you seen any of it?
I've seen a little. I will hold my hands for say I did not watch this weekend. Like, I think it was such a hype last weekend. Like, oh my God, football is back. And I was like, woo! And then it was like, woo.
Definitely,
wow.
Rodney.
Can't get my weekend back after that.
Definitely, Rodney. I'll be tuning up, turning up to your channel soon and catching up with you. See what other people are saying. I've lost count of how many times I've said keep your social distance this week. Some people are just getting far too comfortable with it. I think that's the way to do it, and you just got to try and distance yourself as best as you can. But it's a horrible situation. It's really tough, but I think as long as people are following the guidelines, hopefully we can try and avoid that peak. But like I say, every time we get a bit of sun, that just becomes more and more unlikely because people do not stick to it at all. Right, we asked you guys for some questions. We said we'll do a bit of a Q&A as well towards the end of it. So start getting your questions in the chat as well. I have got some written down. And whilst you're doing that, we're going to carry on talking a bit about the Bundesliga. So I'll be honest, I've watched a few games. I watched Dortmund. Dortmund are probably my go-to team to watch at the minute because obviously Sancho being there, but also Haaland as well. And they've got some really talented players. I think it's boring. I'll be straight out and honest. I genuinely find it boring. I feel like I'm watching training games. The lack of atmosphere is strange. I cannot get my head around the subs sitting a few seats apart in the stands with a mask on their face. And then the
picture that came out last weekend of that.
Why though?
Was just, I just don't get it. That image of them all sitting apart, like if I wasn't sure that I didn't want football to come back, that made me 100% sure that I was like, it's not time. It's not time.
I just don't. How is that preventing anything when you're literally going to take your mask off and then go and play on a football pitch? What am I missing something here? And then in the tunnel, you had the soccer players with a mask on coming out the tunnel. The second they get out the tunnel, they take it off and go and compete on a football pitch. And I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something here. I don't get it. And like you say, you might just think, you know what? No, it's too soon. It's far too soon. Rahul said that Julian Brandt is brilliant. He is actually a quality player. A lot of stuff for Dortmund comes through Brandt. Such a good playmaker. I don't know, Meg, if you've seen much of Brandt, but he's definitely a very talented player. But in terms of Sancho, he came back. Have you seen the pictures of him? He's put a bit of weight on, a bit of timber on over quarantine.
Yeah,
he's been getting quite a bit of stick.
I know. I feel like he's obviously got a bit complacent. He's obviously not kept up with his training. No, but like, I don't know. He had a little bit of a cameo part yesterday, didn't he? He didn't really get. I've not really seen as much as I wanted to see of him.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like, not out of choice either. Like, he just hasn't been there. I feel like Sophie's gone. So, just on my own, I will say, oh, she's coming back. I was like, where is she?
I'm back. Guys, let me know if the stream is still up and running. Sophia said it went off and then mine went off and I'm back, I think.
I was just left on my own. I was like,
you carry it,
Sophie's gone. But I will get to I was like, I'm just literally going to ring you like, well, if you can't be on here, you can be over the phone. You just disappeared. And I was like, she's not in my ear.
Literally just refreshed. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened from here.
Sophie, are you
I could
there?
still- the weird thing was it refreshed, but I could still hear you. So I was thinking, oh, she's doing all right. Carry on.
I couldn't hear you. I could hear, obviously, normally I could hear you in the background. I was like, it's gone deadly quiet. She's not there. She's left me to it. What am I going to do?
Yeah, no idea what happened, but I was still here, guys, in the background somewhere. But yeah, Sancho, obviously, he has put a bit of timber on. Does that show that he's got a bit of a lack of discipline, though, do you think? A lot of people have been analysing it. Because he's linked to Manchester United, that was always going to happen. Guys, get in the chat as well. Do you think it shows a lack of discipline from Sancho, the fact that he hasn't stuck to his diet? Because there's a lot of players out there who haven't been gaining weight, to be fair, who have stuck to it. What's your take on that? I think it's hard to judge someone so much when literally we've been in a massive pandemic. Is that really the most of our worries right now? Is being professional, is getting back to doing it. You could argue at least he's been sticking to the guidelines. Obviously not the eating guidelines, but the guidelines are staying inside, you could say. But yeah, Meg, what do you take it? What's your take on that?
You could say it, but I just think like if it was like through injury and like perhaps like in the middle of like 2 seasons, and that's like you could probably say a discipline, he needs to like crack down on it. But I think you've had like a worldwide pandemic. I think it's really harsh to judge somebody when that's going on.
Yeah. Alex says Sancho didn't look like he'd lost any pace yesterday. Maybe he spent a lot of time in the gym, which is why that he has bulked up. Could have been. Maybe he's preparing for the Premier League and he's thinking he needs to get a bit more muscle. Could be. Right, mate, let's answer some of the Q&A questions. I'll get to in the chat. I'm going to answer some of these very, very quickly.
I feel like I'm waiting to see what the random subject will be this week. I feel like over the last 2 Soph and Meg shows, there has been like a random subject just thrown in. So I'm waiting to see what this one is.
You know what? Some of these aren't that random, but I've got a feeling that we'll get a random one in the chat. They're going to be just pointing my wand pen.
Leviosa.
The first one was, if you had the chance to meet Sir Alex Ferguson and you could ask him 3 questions,
you put me on the spot.
What would you ask him? And this was one I've only just read this one as well, and I thought this is a good question. What would you ask Fergie? I think one of them would be, can you link me up with Ronaldo for an interview for hair dye treatment or something like that? No, I don't know. What would you ask Fergie?
Never mind an interview. Can you just link me up with Ronaldo? don't worry about it.
We're not professional, yeah.
Let's be serious. It won't be much of an interview.
I don't know what would ask Fergie. Like, he's obviously
the
ultimate guy to me.
Are you all right?
Been busy.
Have you been staying indoors? We need to protect him at all costs.
Yeah, true. So make sure when you are asking the questions, you're 2 meters away. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness! Let me hang on. One random question has just come in. Have you guys eaten alligator? I have eaten crocodile before. There's the random. There's the random fact. It tastes like chicken. That's all. I was young, but yeah.
Can you confirm this? Does it taste like chicken? I haven't eaten it. Smash the like button, folks. I'd appreciate it. Doug, thank you for saying that.
I'm still trying to think of my question.
I think I would ask him what his greatest memory was.
What was his favourite? What was his favourite memory?
I'd also ask him if you said who's the best player you've ever worked with, I think it's pretty obvious he's going to say Cristiano Ronaldo, isn't it? But last one, I'd probably ask, has he ever had a fight with another manager or something like that that we don't know about? Because he had a nasty streak in him, Fergie, and I want to know if he's ever proper lost it with another manager behind the scenes, like something that we haven't seen on camera. Because he's obviously got something in for some managers he hates. Fergie was too drunk to remember anything, so he's twisted. But that's hard. 3 questions. I think I'd be that starstruck, to be honest. If I met him, I think I'd just go speechless. I genuinely think I would.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to fathom a question that was proper worthwhile. I feel like when you meet somebody like that, you talk more about the moment that you're in rather than an in-depth question about. I'd probably say something random like, do you believe in aliens?
Do you believe in aliens?
No.
I do, man. I love the thought of anything like that. Any conspiracies, I'm proper in on that. Definitely.
I do think there's another Earth, somewhere else.
Do you believe that Earth is flat, though?
No.
Right, let's go to the next one. You don't really play FIFA, do you?
Not overly, but
So someone said, who's your favourite player to play with on FIFA? And I'm talking about my current career mode. I'm going to have to say Werner is absolutely quality. And I think he's going to Liverpool, which kills me. But favourite players, if you talk about Ultimate Team, last year I got Player of the Month, Cristiano Ronaldo, in a pack. And that would I literally built my team around him because he was that good. So yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo, but like a special card. That's the best player I've played with. But on my current career mode, I would have to say Werner is my favourite player to play with. So I can get that one done, Meg. What is your worst Manchester United memory? That was a good one. Worst.
God. Oh, it's not the worst, but one thing always sticks out, that when we lost to Wolves, we lost to Wolves plenty of times, but when we were younger, we lost to Wolves, and my friend at the time was a really big Wolves fan, and she just would not let me live it down. And it's not the worst memory ever, but when certain things stick in your head, since that day I hate Wolves. I hate them. Sophie knows my hatred about Wolves.
Yes.
I just don't like them.
Imagine having a dad do that.
It stems from the day that we lost, and she just hammered me for it. She hammered me for it.
You know what? I'm being genuinely here. Wolves fans are the worst fans when they're winning. They're literally the worst. There's constant tweets all over Twitter. Molyneux has the best atmosphere in the Premier League. Fact. I'm like, no, I hate it. It gets me mad. They're a good team, but the fans are a nightmare. I'm speaking literally. Most of my mates are Wolves fans. They're a nightmare. When they're winning, they're horrible. I can see why Baggies fans, they're just clash so bad. But
I can't. The worst one, as someone who has just mentioned, Doug put about when Aguero scored the 93rd minute and we didn't win the league.
That was bad.
That
Ronaldo leaving was a bad memory for me. I just remember Ronaldo leaving and being heartbroken. Fergie obviously retiring. The Walk of Honour, everyone applauding him. I remember feeling sick. I was that upset at that point that Fergie was actually going. Even Rooney leaving was a sad memory for me as well. But I think, I think Fergie leaving has got to be up there as one of my worst memories, because obviously that was an absolute legend. But yeah, Aguero scoring that goal. Joey Barton, for me, sticks in my head in that game. I've hated him ever since that, to be honest with you. It was his fault, definitely his fault, that QPR couldn't get over the line with that one. But yeah, Aguero is a horrible memory and gives me nightmares.
Do you know what, though? I think if you take yourself out of being a United fan, right, as a neutral...
Oh, it was mad.
What a crazy scenario. And probably one of the best bits of commentary, the way he shouts Aguero, and I always say this to my husband, who's a massive United fan. He's like, how can you even enjoy that? I'm like, I don't enjoy it, but I just think it's such an amazing commentary that the Aguero thing, the way he shouted it
to be won. It's just the most dramatic way it could have possibly been done, wasn't it? And
if you listen to it without commentary, it's good, but it's not as good as it is when there's commentary.
If I'm honest, most of the times it's on, I turn it over. Can't lie. Alex made a good point. When Nani got sent off against Real Madrid in the Champions League, and we were dominating that game, we played quality, and it was the high foot, and then he got sent off, and he definitely wasn't a red card. And obviously, then Ronaldo went on and he scored the goal. That was a traumatic day, and that sticks. I see clips of it now on Twitter all the time, and people saying it definitely wasn't a red, and it kills you every time you see it. It looks even worse every time you see it. It definitely wasn't a red card. And I remember being so fuming at that, definitely. So Alex, that was definitely one of the worst memories too. So look what else we've got. If we do not get Sancho, I think Rahul asked this one. If Sancho deal falls through, is Adama Traore a good second option?
I think he's good, but he's not on the same level. So I think if we didn't get Sancho and we got Traore, it's like a big level down. It's a big step down from what we were gonna have. So perhaps not the full answer. I don't know. I think he's a really good player. He's really strong, but you've seen the progression. You've seen him at his worst as well. And I just feel like if we get that Traore, what's going to happen? Because he's not the answer that we need. But I think it'd be a real level down to the Sancho.
I think if I'm honest, I think Adama's a good player, like you say. I think he's very effective, especially if you're bringing him off the bench. A bit like we should use Dan James, really. Bring them off the bench against tired legs, just run. And we saw it when he scored the late goals against West Ham. That's exactly what he did. He came on and he absolutely terrorised their defence for the last 10, 15 minutes because he's 100 or nothing, isn't he? And I think that he's a good player, but I think Nuno, if I'm honest, has done wonders with him. He's literally transformed him, and I think if he's we don't know if Ollie's a good coach yet. We don't know if he's proven. Nuno has proven that he can get the best out of his players, and Traore now knows his role in that system. He's almost playing like a right wing back, and it suits him. But if he moves to United, is Ollie going to progress him the way that Nuno has? I genuinely don't think he will. Does he really fit into our side? Like I say, we're playing counter-attacking football. His pace, look, he's the fastest player in the world. He's mad. But so many Wolves fans tell me that he's the most frustrating player to watch. My cousin is a season ticket holder, and I was talking to him not long ago, and he was saying that on his day, he's superb, but it's very rare that you see it. And once he beats a man, it's almost like he's got to stop, wait for them to recover, and then beat them again. And he said I see that, to be fair, I do see that in the clips that I see of him, and obviously when you watch a match of the day, very effective player. But I also imagine him to be so frustrating to watch as well.
Yeah, Doug's just put 70 million for him as well.
No,
not worth it. Not worth it at all, in my opinion. Like I said, a complete level down if we go for him and not get Sancho.
Sophia, I haven't said that Ollie has achieved stuff that Nuno hasn't, or whatever, vice versa. I'm just saying that Nuno has got his players playing in a system at Wolves now, where they all know their roles. Look how well Wolves are playing. He's got a great system going, and he's got his own players. Don't forget that weren't necessarily big names. Adama failed at Forest? He was at obviously failed at Barcelona. He's took him in, and he's slowly starting to get the best out of him. Can I see him continuing that progress at United? I genuinely can't, because I don't think he's good enough to be an out-and-out starter for us. I think if you look at the quality of Sancho on the ball and look at Adama, there's a big difference. But Adama's pace is unplayable, absolutely unplayable. But he is a bit inconsistent, and I'm saying that from somebody who sees obviously quite a lot of Wolves fans, talks to them quite often, and they say that he's the most frustrating player to watch. And if I'm sitting here thinking I want a player from Wolves, Adama doesn't strike me as the one player that comes into my head that I want.
Completely agree with you.
Who would you take from Wolves, though, if you had to choose one player from Wolves?
God, I've got no idea. Only one.
Yeah, if you just could have one. See, if I'm looking at age and looking at longevity, you'd say Neves. But if I'm looking at a player that I think we need right now, I would say Jimenez.
And like, is that, like I say, that's why only one, because they're the two that you'd be picking from. But who fits into your team and who do we need?
Yeah, but if you look at our midfield, with Pogba staying, if Pogba does stay, which is one of the questions, do we think he will stay? And if he does, will his heart be in it? The only reason I want Pogba to stay is if his heart is in it. If he's not going to be in it, I don't want to keep him, to be honest with you. I want his heart to be in it. Because it's pointless. If you're not going to get the best out of him, you might as well cash in on him and buy players who actually do want to play at United. But Neves and Bruno, if you imagine them in the midfield together, Portuguese as well, don't forget.
That would be sick.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So Pogba staying, I think he will stay. So if Pogba stays, for me, we don't need Neves. As much as I would like to have him, we don't need him. He's not essential. Whereas we do need a goal scorer. And Jimenez, I would definitely take. Dougie says Lingard out. I can't see us getting rid of Lingard. I agree, but I can't see us selling him. I think he'll be more of a squad player. But which, to be fair, he should be. He should not be anywhere near our starting lineup, Meg. What's your take on Lingard?
I think I agree with you. You know how he went over. Who do we play? Europa League this year, and we played all the kids in Lingard. Lingard was captain.
Yeah.
It
was he scored? Was it last?
No, was it Atalanta?
Maybe he scored the first goal in like over a year, didn't he?
Yeah, there was loads of kids, and then Lingard was captain.
Yeah.
I think like using him like that, like cup games, and bring. I think he would be. At times, and I think I remember saying this, he would be important to us. Look at the injuries that we had, and yet we've still got Lingard to come in and fill in and fill the gaps. We need a player like that, because if you get caught short on injuries or suspensions, you need players that can come in and do a job. And for me, a player like Lingard is that player at the moment. Like,
and if you look and if we say, for example, if we sign someone like Jack Grealish, then Lingard for me can go, because Grealish would be that quality backup for Bruno in that 10 position. Lingard
I've just seen someone about Grealish as well. Would Grealish come and sit on a bench? Because he wouldn't.
That's what I've said. He's the main guy at Aston Villa. He's the go-to guy, and that's the one thing that puts a bit of a spanner in the work. Is he going to be happy to come and possibly be on the bench, or are we going to have to accommodate players again and force him out wide? Which obviously, at Villa he's played out on the left-hand side, but he drifts. If you watch him, he's got a free role. He roams. At United, if we're signing a player, we need to play them in the right positions. Too often, I mean, look at Mata. We didn't play him in that number 10 position enough. We forced him out wide far too often for my liking. And I don't want us to do the same thing with Grealish. We're signing players. I want it to be players who are going to play in their right position. And that's why it's a good point about Grealish. Is he going to be happy to be sub? Obviously, the money will be better for him. He'll possibly win more at United than he will at Aston Villa. He's at a point in his career where he needs to make a decision, because if Villa go down, which is looking likely, he's not going to win stuff at Villa. And I know it's his boiled club, but he's going to have to move.
I think Grealish will move, but I don't know. I think City have got like a good squad rotation. I will give it to them. Like the way they use their players and rotate them about, and
just
the amount of good, the quality they have, but they keep their players happy. I feel like they do, because I feel like they rotate it so that everyone's getting used in their own position. Perhaps we need to start doing that. We haven't got the quality in depth though at the moment, I don't think.
Yeah. Do we own, this was from Doug, do we own any famous autobiographies? Are there any autobiographies in our collections that we've read from famous people? Any that you can think of, Meg?
No, but I did order. I've
read Fergie's and David Jason's. Del Boys.
Do you know, I'm not a massive book reader. I don't really have time for book reading.
To be honest, I can't keep in and out of an autobiography. I say I've read it, I probably would have in spells. Like, I don't sit and read, but yeah, I mean, I love Only Fools and Horses and Del Boy. So that, to be fair, that my dad had that, and I kind of read it a bit after him. But yeah, quality. I love the guy.
I was gonna say, I've just ordered saying I'm not a book reader. I bought a book, The Secret Footballer.
Okay.
So I haven't started it yet, but
you have to let me know if it's any good.
Yeah, I'll try and get some hidden gossip.
Someone asked this: what were we like in school, and what GCSEs did we get? So the first one, what were you like in school, Meg? Were you a swat?
I wasn't a complete nerd. Like I think my year group was so strange, and I'll have it like it was not like any other year group. So what you would call like the main group, we were in that, but we were all really sporty. So like I was the only girl that played football, but like a lot of the girls, all of that group played netball. So it was like the main group, but we were all sporty. But I'm not going to say I don't know. We'll wait to see what you say about your GCSEs, and then we'll talk about mine.
But at school, to be honest, I love school. Absolutely loved it. I must love it because I still work in schools now. So I did love school. I wouldn't say I was golden to the point. I mean, I never got into trouble. Never had one detention.
Yeah, this is what I was like.
But I got away with so much because I was good at football. Like, I'm being totally honest. Because I was good at football, I was like the favourite for a lot of the teachers. And it was just like, I don't know. I was quite popular in school. I had quite a lot of friends. A lot of them were boys because I played football with the boys all the time. And I felt like I had a bit of a free ride because I was good at football. Because while I was in school, I was obviously representing England and stuff like that as well. And it was just like, I don't know, I got a free pass. And it was not because I was academically amazing or because I was particularly golden. I was cheeky sometimes, but because I played football, I got away with it.
I got on with people. Like, I got on with a lot of people. Like, I didn't really fall out with people at school. Don't know.
Yeah.
Imagine if someone came on now, like, you were vile at school. Like,
all the teachers in the chat. Yeah, lies. Naeem says, so these students watch your show. At my old school now, where I've just left, a few of them I think have subscribed. But at the current school I'm at, I don't think many do. No, I don't think they do. But obviously, some of them could have random names. I don't know. But maybe so. Soph and Meg, how old did you two stop drinking out of a bottle? And stopped on. Joking. I don't know. Never been a massive drinker, which is weird because my mum and dad like to have a drink. They used to smoke as well, but they don't anymore. And it's never anything that's fazed me or bothered me. On a special occasion, I'll have a dabble if I'm going out, which is rare, like I will. But I'm not a major drinker, to be honest with you. Meg, what about you? What's your answer to that one?
I mean, I went and lived at uni, so there have been times. I'm not the greatest of drinkers, let me tell you that. That's all I'm going to say. Not the greatest of drinkers.
No, she's not. I'll tell you that.
I just can't hack it. Not about it.
Rahul's comparing me to a jock. Yeah, I was a jock at school. What GCSEs then? I'm trying to think what I got. PE was my best.
I remember what I got. I can tell you straight off my head. Mine was dead easy. I got 3 of everything. I got 3 A stars, 3 A's, 3 B's, 3 C's.
See, I got A star, 2 A's, the rest B's. That's what I got. I think it was 12 GCSEs. So I got 2 A stars, 2 A stars, 2 A's, the rest B's. And my B's were in like leisure and tourism.
No, what did you get your A star in?
PE.
And
public services.
What the hell is that?
No, exactly. They made us do it at school and I got A star. And I got B in RE. How?
I got A star in RE. I was like going to become a nun.
My RE teacher, my most memorable moment in RE, one of my friends, the little statue of Virgin Mary was on the edge of the table. The teacher just left it there briefly. And one of my friends accidentally knocked it. His name was Mitchell. He accidentally knocked it. It fell and the head fell off it. So the head had fell off the Virgin Mary. And he kind of picked it back up and he put it on the table and tried to like place the head on.
To balance it on.
But I'm not laughing at the fact it was the Virgin Mary that was broken, of course not. But the teacher afterwards, she like picked it up and obviously the head fell off. And she's like, "It was you!" Like that, like pointed to him and he was like red and like and that was like one of my best memories of RE, and I got a B in it, and literally I didn't learn a thing. I did not learn a thing in RE. It was just I'm good at babbling on, as you probably gathered from my YouTube channel. I'm good at babbling on, and that's how I managed to get a B.
I didn't mind school.
My brother's in the chat and he actually went to the same school and he said, "And I followed with nothing." My brother actually will confirm though I did get away with a lot at school because I played football, and that was purely why I got away with a lot. He had a lot of the same teachers. But yeah, big up to my brother Pro Kyrax, I think is how you say his channel. He's a gamer, he plays a lot of COD, I think, and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, go and give him a subscribe there if you're into gaming streams. But yeah, I love school. One funny moment at my school was during a French lesson. Someone farted in the classroom, stunk like something rotten, even with the windows open. Teacher said, "If you want to fart, please go outside." I've got a similar story. Again, it's Mitchell. Mitchell was my best mate at school, and I remember us being sat in maths. It was Miss Bond, her name was, and she was so strict. She was like a deputy head, and it was like you could hear a pin drop in the classrooms. It was that quiet. And I was sat next to him. I was working away, and he did like a really loud fart, like you just mentioned, Alex. But then the teacher looked at me and she said, "Can someone please control their bowels like this?" And I was like going bright red because I was laughing. I was embarrassed for him. But everyone seemed to turn to me, and because I was bright red, it looked like it was me. And I was trying to tell them in silence, it wasn't me. But it was funny. But yeah, so many good memories from school. So many good memories. See what other people are saying. What we like in school, we've done that one. Do you think Ollie is the guy to take us to the next level? Do you think Ollie is the guy to take United to finally winning something?
I think he is definitely the guy to guide us towards the next level in this kind of era that we're going through. Do I think he will go on and win loads like Sir Alex Ferguson? Do I think he'll have that longevity as Manchester United manager? No, but I do think he is the right guy for this era of Manchester United.
Yeah, I think time will tell. Time will tell, I think, because I've already said his signings that he has made have been really positive, and I look forward to seeing him do more business. This pandemic could go in our favour massively, or it could go the other way. Obviously, we just announced the revenue decrease, so I think it'd be interesting to see. But I think he deserves at least one more transfer window to get some more signings in. That's what I would say, and then we'll see from there. He's yet to prove himself as a coach, isn't he? So we'll see. Thank you so much to Doug for the super chat. He says, thank you for the show on a Sunday. Feel good start to the Sunday. Loving the new StreamYard layout too. I was a very shy person at school. I can't imagine Doug being shy. Doug, thank you so much for that super chat. I really do.
So look how far you've come now, Doug.
Yeah, exactly. Look at progress. Look where you've come. But I absolutely love school. I loved it. I really did. I loved every second of it. Even like I used to proper get stuck in with my work. I used to be a bit of a nerd. I had the most scruffy handwriting now. I don't know about you, Meg, but my writing is... I mean, I'm trying to read these questions here, and I'm like, I can't quite read them.
But yeah, I feel like I'm one of these people that have got like 5 different styles of handwriting, you know, like I have to write in my kid's like nursery book, like when she's read a story, and I forget to do it sometimes, so I like try and catch back up, and I just write in 5 different styles all on the same day. Sure, like people would have done that.
Fair enough. I think like if I'm really taking my time, I can write neat, but I'm just one of these. I just want to get done. I like a rush hour, and I do my best to get it down as fast as I possibly can. Guys, get some more questions in the chat as well. Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. It says, oh my god, something like happened to me. So during the music lesson, someone farted after the teacher told the joke, and everyone looked at me, and it was at me. It's the worst thing ever because you feel yourself going redder and redder, and you look guilty, and you're not guilty. You're innocent. It's horrible.
Can't help it.
Can't help it.
My money is that it was you, Soph, so don't worry.
I promise you it wasn't. It was not me. Can you think of any United players that we've let go too early, too soon? Ronaldo's one for me. Anytime too soon in my eyes, I just wanted to keep him, but it wasn't possible.
Like I do think now, like imagine if we kept him and he's we definitely got rid of him too early.
Yeah.
Definitely Ronaldo would be up there.
Ronaldo. I don't think who else really we let go far too early.
Naim just put Pogba, and that's a really good point because we got rid of him and then we realised that we should have had him back. We had to buy him back.
PK as well. We got rid of PK, kept Donny Evans, and PK for me was a player that we should have held on to. And Fergie said, didn't he, that's one of his biggest regrets as a manager. It was letting PK go. So I think PK has to come up there as well.
Yeah.
He was let go too soon. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, when you're looking at Arsenal at the minute, you look at Gnabry. He was literally sub for Tony Pulis, and now he's starting for Bayern Munich. I can get my head around that progression. Arsenal fans absolutely gutted. Wayne Rooney, he should have retired at United. I think we should have tried him playing in that deeper role, to be honest, in the midfield, Rahul. And I always said that Rooney is one of my favourite players of all time, and I think he could have played deeper in that midfield. Chicharito, yeah, definitely love him. That reaction to when he missed that penalty from Van Gaal and Giggs, I remember outraged me because I absolutely love Hernandez, and I wish we'd have kept hold of him. But I think from that point he was kind of destined to leave. You could tell that he wasn't in their favour at United. Wayne was past it. Dougie was past it to start as an 8-8 striker for us, definitely. But I think we could have made use of his experience and bring them on in the midfield. But you can't blame him. Obviously, he went back to Everton, back to his home club. I was watching recently, though, the Soccer Box with Gary Neville and Wayne Rooney. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. It's quality. And Rooney, when he scored his first goal for Everton against Arsenal on that debut, he was telling like Gary Neville, straight after that, he went up to the cul-de-sac by where he lives and phoned his mates and said, are we still playing in the street later? Yeah. So he literally finished scoring against Arsenal in the Premier League on his debut and went and played in his cul-de-sac with his mates. And I was thinking, that's absolutely quality. And I just thought it just sums Wayne Rooney up. That's why I love everything about him. He plays like he's on a park. I love it. But yeah, I think PK, Rooney's a good shout. Ronaldo and Chicharito, I think they are players that we let go too early. And obviously Pogba as well, like you said, we ended up bringing him back. So we obviously regretted it. Don says United will go 30 years without a title. I bloody hope not, Don. What do you think about that, mate?
I literally just read that and I was like, no, that's not happening. I think we'll win one before then, definitely. I feel like the rate of progression that we've already had over this last couple of seasons, do think there have been spells where I think if we maintain this, we could be pushing toward up the table more. And a few good signings and a couple of seasons without injuries. Well, not a couple of seasons, a spell without injuries. I think we'll be all right. I think we've got a chance.
I think if 30 years from now, if you're saying 30 years from now, I'll be 58. So I'm hoping that is not true because that terrifies me. Being 58 and not winning the league again until then. So I'm praying that that's not true, to be honest with you. Guys, any more questions, get them in the chat. This has been a great show, Meg. I've enjoyed it. I like these Sunday morning chats. Like I say, we get through some random topics, but I love it. I think 2 or 3 good signings for United, and we'll be challenging for the title. Yeah, exactly. I think Ollie's reinforcements he's made so far have been good. I think if we continue to sign that profile of player, and we get a goal scorer in particular, I think definitely Sancho coming in transforms us. I really do think that. Don says Soph was the quietest in my class. Once we had a new student and the teacher asked me a question and the student said, "Who's that?" because I was that quiet they didn't notice me. Love that. Love that. So he's that quiet that someone in his own class didn't even know he was there. He like snuck in. So I wasn't loud at school. I was kind of middle. I was quite fairly popular because I got like quite a few mates. Hung around with mostly boys because I couldn't stand the bitchiness of girls. So I was mainly with the lads just playing football, to be honest with you. A right tomboy in school. But I wasn't that quiet. I missed the Manchester United versus Liverpool title races. There have been a few. Yeah, of course, you want to try and get back. The thing for Manchester United at the minute is trying to narrow that gap. The gap between us and City and Liverpool is humongous, and we've got to try and narrow that. It's been getting bigger and bigger, and I'm hoping that Ollie, with the players that he's signing, we will slowly start to do that. So when you play Palace on FIFA, please go easy on them, says Twisted. I can't promise that, Twisted. I cannot promise that. And I will say this now, by the way, I will be doing my FIFA stream tomorrow at 11 o'clock. It's half term, so I'm not in work, which means on a Monday I can do the stream for once. So 11 o'clock, I'm going to try it live, I think. We've tried this live today and it's gone successfully. So I'm going to try and do a live stream at 11 tomorrow. Fingers crossed that it actually works for me because I've been having a bit of a mare on that recently. But yeah, Meg, football coming back, we think it's too soon, don't we? We think it shouldn't be coming back this soon. Of course, I'm missing it, and I look forward to seeing Bruno and Pogba. But mid-June, I think, was it June the 18th or something like that? The 15th, they were predicting it'll come back. I don't think that will happen. Meg, when do you think a realistic date will be?
I don't see it until at least another month after that. At least another month. Depending on, obviously, numbers of tests and positive tests and whatnot. But yeah, definitely, if it's not then, I think safe betting would be July time. But I'd love it. I'd love to see it back. I want to see Rashford back because I know he's back in training as well. So it's done us a bit of good, really, because we've got players coming back. Just exactly. keep holding on for a little bit longer, just so they're all fit.
Yeah, exactly. And like Doug says, guys, can you please smash that like button for us? We'd appreciate it. 2 amazing and kind and caring people. Thank you for that, Doug, and likewise yourself as well. Very kind and caring. Make sure you go and check out the Doug out on YouTube as well. Some great content there. He's all right for a Liverpool fan, and yeah, Doug, Meg.
He's all right. We'll give him that. Shame about the team he supports, but he's all right.
Yeah, definitely. So make sure you go and subscribe, guys. But I think there's been 1,000 tests and around 6 turned out positive. I know there's 2 more that have been announced yesterday, and then Bournemouth have come out with a statement saying that one of their players have turned out positive as well. Troy Deeney said that he wasn't going back to training just after Mariappa confirmed that he was one of the Watford players who got the virus. Mariappa is close friends to Troy Deeney, so it proves that Troy Deeney was right to be concerned about it. No point in starting a new season until COVID-19 is gone. Finish the season when the time is right. That is exactly my thoughts, Don, completely. Wait, and we'll wait however long it takes. But we will finish the season, but we'll wait until it's safe to do so. I don't think we need to rush it back. Unnecessary risk. It is wealth before health, as Meg liked to say. So personally, I think we need to wait a little bit longer. But Meg, thank you so much for coming on the show. I do appreciate it. Like I say, I love these Sunday morning shows.
No, it's been good. Thank you for having us on. And thanks for everyone in the chat. And if you do have any more questions, then obviously you can find us on Twitter and you can drop a question on there or drop it on the video and we'll come back and answer them. But hopefully everyone's enjoyed the new format as well. You get both of us on the screen at once.
Bonus.
Brucey bonus for a Sunday.
Apart from me disappearing halfway through.
Yeah. Don't do that to me.
You did well. Guys, take care. Keep positive, keep smiling. Obviously, stay at home, look after yourselves. I'll be back tomorrow with the FIFA streams. Me and Meg will be back next Sunday for our Sunday morning chat. We love this. But yeah, have a great rest of your Sunday, guys. Take care. Thank you for the support. Hit that sub button if you are brand new. We would appreciate it. We're so close to getting 8K. So if you'd hit that sub, it would mean a lot to me and Meg. Other than that, guys, take care. Cheers.